to establish in the social sciences an epistemology, that means a way of knowing things, a paradigm for learning about reality, we need to be aware of the purpose that social science primarily serves at its core. To first define it, social science is related to human behavior, social phenomena, social structures and processes. This defines the topical spectrum and the topical area. When it comes to how we want to approach these topics, there are social scientists that specialize more or focus on so-called positive theory. That is theory that more or less describes, models, reality, tries to create a theoretical depiction of the actual mechanisms according to which the world works. That means its design or its primary focus is on describing reality, getting the correct terminology or a useful terminology that helps describing things, for instance, and measures, methods. But it's also focused on understanding how and why things work in the social world as they do. This is the next entry point to explaining reality, making it also available to other people to understand how and why things happen as they do, and as a way to predict reality. Make forecasts what will happen in the future or if certain circumstances change in this or that way. Other social scientists focus more on normative theory. That is an approach to define what would be good or desirable and thereby also closer to helping shape reality. So it's not just about description, but also about changing things into a certain direction. This means that these social scientists focus more on reflecting about things they see, that you recognize when you have a positive approach to reality, try to see and model and understand reality. Then you can also reflect on what it means. That can give rise to criticism, not only criticism of a method or a finding, whether that really holds up, but also being critical towards certain trends or certain conditions in society and pushing for change to some extent. And finally, from that point of view, intervention or probing of intervention, looking for ways to intervene in an effective fashion would be part of the job of a social scientist. So probably not do the intervention yourself, but give advice to policymakers what could be done to improve the situation that is so dire according to our reflection and our criticism. Okay, but both these aspects are always present in the social sciences. There is not much sense in reflecting and criticizing without a proper model of the underlying reality, a proper understanding of what's going on, and maybe also a prediction how it's going to be in the future. On the other hand, descriptions, explanations, predictions are only meaningful in most senses if they are informed by some normative thoughts as well. So why would we want people to use a cancer screening procedure that has been shown to be effective? Why do we want them, or why do we study what makes them participate in this measure? Of course, because we want more people to participate in this effective cancer screening procedure. So there we have a normative thing. We want people to be healthy. We know that this procedure works, so we want more people using it, and therefore we create a model that explains why some people in some conditions participate in this cancer screening procedure and others do not. And that's an entry point to the intervention part. Okay. That means in different measures, in different mixtures, we have positive theory and normative theory. And indirectly, social science produces knowledge that is very practically useful. For instance, it may allow for more well-informed policy making. Which policy would have which kind of effect? If we can predict that, we can make a more informed decision as policymakers. But it can also stimulate not only reflection within the scientific community, but general reflection in society about its values, the priority of different social problems, and the best ways to shape society according to these values and priorities. Finally, finally, it can help solve specific social problems that are defined by someone else, and social scientists just produce the kind of evidence and insights that help save this specific problem. And practical problems can often be motivating factors. For instance, I used that example before. How can we encourage more people to participate in a highly effective cancer screening plan? So that would be the entry point, and from there more theoretical motivations arise or are tied into that project defined by that practical problem. Or how can we reduce unemployment rates, and how can we increase levels of informedness of voters, and see how each of these is soaked with normative preconceptions. So we want people to be healthy and participate in the screening plan. We want people to be part of the productivity of society and not be reliant on social benefits. So we want low unemployment rates for different reasons, which can go into political ideology as well. And we want voters to be informed and make good voting decisions in the end.